Hi, I'm Jerome, resident expert at LTASex.info. Welcome to Let's Talk About Sex, the show where we talk about sex. And today, to kick off our Body Positivity Month, I'm telling you a story. Over the last 18 months, I've lost about 130 pounds. Although I'll sometimes nod when people congratulate me for thinking about my health, I really lost the weight because I wanted cheaper and cuter clothes. Well, at least that's why I thought I decided to lose weight. That is until I recently got real with myself and admitted that I just wanted to feel sexy again. Now, I've always been a bigger guy. It's both the result of genetics and the fact that I loathe any type of physical exertion. It never really bothered me that I was fat because I always had enough self-confidence to overcome it. But in the 5 years I spent matriculating at Eastern Michigan University, my sexy went from overdrive to reverse. It happened so gradually that I didn't even pay attention to it. By the time I realized it, I'd packed on 100 pounds to my already linebacker-esque frame and was sort of forced into buying like these mundane polos and these ill-fitting jeans from the fat guy store. During this time, my sex life slowed to a trickle and eventually fell off completely. With a single exception, I hadn't had sex in 3 years. I mean, after a while, I got really comfortable not having sex. Masturbation is an absolutely wonderful thing if we recall from last month. After a while, my professional life began to pick up. At one point, I was juggling 10 different jobs at one time, while taking 16 300 plus level classes. Being a 500 plus pound guy doing all that work is almost impossible. Every day I come home from work dog tired and pass out until I had to get up and do it again the next day. I wasn't having much of a social life and I was just sort of unhappy. Well, not unhappy, but just definitely ready for a change. Since my weight was the one big barrier in front of me, I decided it had to go. Back in high school, I made a valiant effort to lose weight on the Atkins diet. I lost like 30 pounds in 6 weeks. But then one day I skipped the gym and everything just sort of fell apart. I figured since Atkins worked the first time, it would probably work again. I just had to not guilt myself into failing. So I picked up Atkins eating habits again and I decided that I had to make it work. And I did. I stuck to my diet pretty well. I didn't guilt myself when I did. I even got in exercise from time to time. I was losing weight slowly and in bursts. I was making progress. As the weight kept coming off, I kept feeling better about myself. I started to like what I saw in the mirror again. I was becoming myself again. And a part of becoming myself again was the huge surge in sex drive I got after I lost the first 60 pounds. For most of my life, I've been a guy who's been ready for sex at the drop of a hat. But after gaining on that weight, I'd become depressed and even had a hard time keeping my erection. During that time, jerking off was as mechanical as shaving and showering. After my sex drive revved back up, I found that I not only wanted sex more, but I wanted to explore more. Sex was exciting again, and though I was only having sex with myself, I felt awesome. You know what? I felt better than awesome. I felt sexy. Time went on and things kept progressing positively. Fast forward to a couple weeks ago, and I finally decided that I was ready to go out and actually have sex with someone else. With as much sex as I've had in my life, it's weird to think that I had to be prepared for it, but I did. Eventually, I got on OkCupid and messaged a couple boys I thought were cute or funny. Much to my surprise, I actually got a bunch of messages back. After a few dates, I was able to break my chastity, which was quite fun, I will tell you. After we were done, I laid in this queen-size bed and looked at the stark white walls. I couldn't help but feel proud of myself. I'd set a goal and I'd accomplished it. I was myself again. I was happy. And as cliche as it sounds, I'd gotten my groove back, and it felt fucking awesome. Alright, that's about it for me today. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you like what you saw, make sure to click like or subscribe. If you have a question for me, make sure to send it to me, Jerome at LTASex.info. If you want to catch up with me on Twitter, you can do that at NotJeromeStewart. You can find the Let's Talk About Sex Facebook fan page at facebook.com/LTASexinfo. You can find LTASex on Tumblr at LTASex.tumblr.com. Make sure to check out the blogs at LTASex.info as we roll ahead with Body Positivity Month. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by. Until next time, I'm still Jerome. Let's talk about sex, and I'll see you next time. Keep it sexy.